Welcome, everybody, to Voices of Recovery. I'm your host, Gregory Greer. Today's guest is Jacque White, a registered addictions counselor, or the full name is Jacqueline White. And my introduction for Jacque today is I have known her for quite a while, and as I mentioned to her just 2 minutes ago, I said, Jacque, you and me, we got history. And I thought that was one of our building, because we've been around, and I've seen her grow in the professional community, and that's what we're here for. We're here to build, unite, and unify the professional recovery community of Louisiana and beyond. So, Jacque, I want to welcome you to the podcast today. I'm so stoked that you're here. Thank you, and thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me. I was so excited to be able to be a part of this. I just love you and what I've learned from you through the years that I've known you.
Oh, well, that's very generous. I appreciate it.
Yes.
You can say all you want about me later. But right now, this is really about you today. Okay. And anything you want to share about me, I welcome. But Jacque White, you are an RAC, a registered addictions counselor?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so grateful.
Well, in building up our community, you've worked more than one facility as a counselor.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about who you are professionally.
Well, I'm a registered addiction counselor. I work at Lincoln Nova Vital Recovery Center. Been there 3 years. Prior to that, I was at Pecan Haven for 2 years. And prior to that, I was at Rays of Sunshine, which is why I made it to Monroe, came there because I needed long-term treatment because I have been chronic relapser. 27 treatment centers, and Rays of Sunshine was a long-term facility. The psych unit said, Ms. White, you need to go to a nursing home, or you're having many strokes. And they said, or you can go to a long-term facility. And they suggested Rays of Sunshine. I'm so grateful for Rays of Sunshine. Lynn Daniel and Claire White, they encouraged me to go to school to become a counselor. I started wanting to be a counselor back in 1990. That's because I was impressed with my counselors at the treatment center at Parkview Hospital back in 88 and 89, my first attempts at treatment. And I was not convinced that I was an alcoholic because I drank fine wines. You understand?
You drink fine wine.
Fine wine.
Oh, tell me what a fine wine is, please.
Chardonnays, Zinfandels, Asti Spumantis.
Ooh.
Yes, in the right glasses. So until I ended up drinking a 40-ounce in a brown paper bag, was I then convinced that I'm an alcoholic. But anyway, so I made it to Rays of Sunshine. The minimum was 6 months, and so I went there. And I was real grateful to be there. So when I went back to my husband in Shreveport, he wasn't sober. And needless to say, I relapsed and went back in 2012 to Rays of Sunshine and stayed 9 months and went back to the husband and we relapsed. And when I came back in 2014, I just stayed. Thank God he divorced me. Best thing he could have done for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for us, best thing he could have done for us because he didn't do it alone, So anyway, I was real grateful for that. And I got to work as a house mom at Rays of Sunshine. Got to do the intakes, receptionist. I had not worked, Greg, you understand? For a lot of years, I was on SSI, so I was unemployable. So I got to practice being consistent, going to work, taking pride in the work that I did, and helping women that came in. So I was 56 when I got sober this time. And the reason I got sober at 56 is because the life I lived no longer worked for me. somebody stopped to give an old lady a ride.
Did you think you were
like,
old at 56? I'm just curious.
Oh, absolutely not. I thought I still had it going on. I don't think I'm old at 67. So
No, I didn't say you were.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm younger than I've ever been at this point.
So somebody gave an old lady a ride?
Yeah, that's what the man said. I thought something else was going to happen. He said, "Lady, get out my car." I stopped to give an old lady a ride. That was my bottom. I've had a lot of bottoms, but that was like, sister, wake up. This is it. And so then ever since then, and I remember meeting you, listening to you share at a meeting, and you mentioned one of Wayne Dyer's quotes about when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And that just really grabbed me. I'm like, yeah. And so I've been using that forever. And I always say, Greg Greer gave me this. He turned me on to Wayne Dyer. And things just have grown since then. My life has expanded and real open, real excited. I had a privilege of attending a few of your soul dramas to get more in depth. Because I've been in and out of treatment, like I said, 27 times. So one of the things I realized is that I needed, after getting sober, being connected, because I knew no one in Monroe, Louisiana, which was good. So Cafe Recovery is my home group.
Right on.
Right on. And I was real grateful. It was a small little group, and right now we're just huge, man, just busting out the seams. But real grateful for the people that God blessed to be in my life. And I believe that if I knew the professions of those people, when I went there, I probably wouldn't have felt comfortable, because it was doctors, lawyers, nurses, professional people, which I was not. And they just looked like regular old drunks. And I felt comfortable. And
awesome.
Yeah, so, But anyway, what happened, I got an opportunity to go to RAC to become a counselor. And I'm so grateful that I physically went there once a month and got to be with other people in the field. I learned so much in those classes by interacting with others.
Now, the conference you attended, RAC, that's once a year. So when you say once a month?
No, the classes.
The classes, okay.
I took got my 180 hours through going to the classes. And we got this... it was 4 sessions, and vocational rehabilitation, paid for the room, paid for the classes, paid for the transportation there. I had no transportation. I didn't even have a license. So a whole lot has transpired in my life in a short period of time. Been sober 10 years and 6 months and a few days, and that, I'm just real grateful for that. But through that experience, I got to meet a lot of people. So when I get to go to the conference yearly, I get to see those that I went to school with, and those that have moved on to other positions and directors and all of that. So we get to talk about old times, what things were like when we had class together, and that was pretty cool.
So let me summarize this real quickly, because you've been to treatment a number of times. How many times would you say?
27.
27 times.
Yes.
And finally, something occurred, and then there was a progression of you seeking academically, by suggestion, to become a counselor. Now, the reason this is so important, because, some of the audience members who may be watching, because many people who go to treatment say, I'm interested in becoming a counselor. And so you're sharing maybe their story. And so how you went through this, what helped you, what motivated you, and I don't know, maybe there were some challenges too. Because any academic curriculum can be overwhelming at some point in time. So what was something that was really motivational that would help somebody that's interested? And then on the flip side, we'll talk about what was something more challenging.
What was motivational is the counselors that I had that cared about me, that cared to share with me their experiences to let me know that this could happen for me too. And I don't know. It's just been I don't know, a life-changing experience for me to be accepted where I am. Like my sponsors in recovery, they've been sober for years, but they share with me where they were and where they are. They gave me hope that I could do that too. Your story, great, gee whiz, man. When you shared your story, your ups and downs, and wow, it was a pretty entertaining story. However, I felt you. I felt the pain that you experienced, and that even in recovery, we experience pain, but we stay sober in the midst of all of that, and that's encouraging. And so I want to share that with other people. Because when you don't know what you don't know, and then you start learning some things, it's like, okay, so this is what they mean by that. You guys show me precisely what you do. You don't just tell me, go do this. You show me precisely what you do to get through situations and circumstances to get to the other side. And that's just probably the most valuable experience I encounter in recovery, is being able to help each other through.
So how about the challenges that go through this? Because, there are a number that come through that go through treatment. I want to be a counselor. I think that has a lot to do with, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but this group stuff was kind of interesting, and I feel this is my place. And then they have to kind of find their way about what they really want to do. And some may venture elsewhere. Unfortunately, there are those that relapse.
Right.
And that occurs too. And and I believe in the state of Louisiana, it requires 2 years of abstinence if you're in recovery, before you can actually practice.
Right.
So challenges, one, are, potential slips or whatever character defects that might come out that create unhealthy behavior. And then maybe the academia, or because the two traumas in life are basically fear of abandonment, which having the counselors give you so much nurturing, which I heard, and that's a beautiful thing. And then the other one is not good enough. So poor stress management is the number one ticker for those that said relapse. It's poor stress management and lack of gratitude.
Right.
So not feeling good enough. The traumas, fear of abandonment, and not good enough. So I'm going through this academia. What challenges did you experience? If any, you might not. It might have been a walk through the park.
You know what? When you were saying that, I thought about, I think my first encounter with abandonment was when a client died. And I felt like I could have, what could I have done to avoid, excuse me, this person going back to use and relapse and died. That was, wow, that was a real hard one for me.
How did you walk through that?
Well, thank God I have other coworkers that are supportive with me. What I found out too, Greg, is that I can't do this thing alone. I have to do my own personal recovery in order to work in this field. I cannot consider being a counselor as recovery. It is not. They pay me to do this, and that don't count for my recovery. I have to work on Jacque every day, and I need other people to help me see the things about me that would hinder me from being where I need to be to help other people. Because sometimes some of the clients, I feel like that's my babies. They are not. They are not.
Okay, that goes back to what you just mentioned about the fear of abandonment. I may misunderstood. So a client overdosed and died, or fatally from their substance use.
Right.
And they're my babies. And so I wonder, our love language, and we talked about soul drama before.
Right.
And our codependence is defined in our childhood with the same-sex parent and the need for approval. And so some of us, if I grew up in addiction, if I take care of my mom or my dad, if they're in addiction or alcoholism, if I take care of them, I learn that they'll love me. And so then I learn that if I take care of you, then you'll love me. And so some of us become rescuers. I say some of us, whoever those of us that have been in that role. So I don't know if that speaks to you, how, they're my babies and you want to take care of them. I don't know if you recognize where that comes from.
I do, from my mom. And I'm going to tell you what I have realized, too, is that birds in the nest get kicked out the nest so they can learn how to fly. So I was one of those that my mom did everything for me but breathe, and she'll tell you that.
Oh, helicopter mom?
Oh my
Shelter?
gosh, yes, and I almost died. Best thing she could have done for me is cut me off. That last time I called, I said, man, I don't have anywhere to go. She said, go to the shelter. I said, but I'm hungry. Go to the soup kitchen. Like, I'm your only child. She said, you're God's child. Click. She hung up the phone. She didn't answer anymore. And I know how difficult that was for her to let go. And so when they leave, I mean, I try to set them on the right path to do what they need to do. When they make it back, should they relapse, I'm just happy. I embrace them and like, okay, let's get these wings. You got to learn how to fly and move on because you can't just keep coming. You got to get something to be able to live by, you know. So, I don't know. It's just been a whole learning experience.
So I don't want to hold hostage the memory of losing I'm going to say the first client because I've been through this many times myself. Because it's emotionally aware what you experienced. And so for others that are coming through, you know, that want to take on this field, wow, what's that like? And so I asked you, how did you, get through it? I'm just wondering if you recall who helped you, what was the most, because these are my babies, and how come, and I think you said how come, but if there's any other feelings that came up as to how come that one hurt so much.
I think because he was so low, and it just appeared that there was no hope, and then hope showed up, and then when the mom called and said that he overdosed and died, because I was excited that he was doing recovery, doing the doggone thing, and then, wow. But on the flip side of that is that it let me know that I was there for him while he was there. So I did my part, and I was grateful for the opportunity that I had to share and spend with him through that process. So that's what helped me. And my coworkers are so amazing. We help each other. We do a huddle some mornings with each other to process what we're going through with some situations. Because, this is new to me, and I'm an RAC, and I work with some master degree counselors, and we just help each other. It's like we're all a different ingredient to the cake, and it just comes together, and it works well.
Well,
so I'm real grateful.
Thank you for sharing that story. The previous guests that have come on, Susan Colbert. I think I love what she's able to provide, for you guys as a staff. I think you've met Dominique Teasley.
Absolutely.
He was here this last week.
He and I were at LASAC together in classes. Yeah.
See, we have history.
It's
actually, LASAC's like a family.
It is.
And the more often or frequently that we attend, the closer that we get with each other. And that's the reason I wanted to bring Voices of Recovery together.
Yes.
So our experiences and, our conflicts. So for those of us that are in recovery, we don't, in our active addiction or alcoholism, do not know or are not used to handling grief or conflicts. And so, this experience with losing a client, that was an experience in our recovery and being sober and walking through grief. And that is a huge growing experience for us, one professionally, but one from us as a human.
That's right.
And to me, that's what makes us that much more connected with, I guess, our population that we work. Because for some of us, that could have been me, could have been you.
That's right.
And so I just, I want to, I guess, emphasize the importance of the role that we play, the role that you play, and how you inspire others. How many people have said, because that just hit me, how many people have said that you, Jackie, inspire them?
Quite a few.
And what's that like for you?
I'm speechless on that, Greg, because I just know I love people, period. And so that's a good feeling because I've been useless for a lot of years. So to be useful to somebody else, to inspire them, it's an awesome feeling to be useful.
you deserve to feel it, recognize it, acknowledge it, because that's what love is.
Yeah.
Often, and sometimes we've missed that. It's always been there. It's always been there, but we've been distracted.
Right.
I think based upon our addiction, or I say attachments. Take away alcohol and drugs, and what's left? People,
Right.
places, and things.
That's right.
And so I need to, I don't know, make a bunch of money. I need to achieve a bunch of things. I need people to love me,
Right.
worship me, and then I'll be loved. Be popular, right? So thank you. That touches my heart. I'm so grateful that you could experience that.
Yes.
So we were talking about LASAC and the conference. So I kind of like to dive into that a little bit too.
Okay.
And just as I said, they're our sponsors. So I would like to turn now and let's hear a word from our sponsors of LASAC, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Jordan Blacher, and I am the executive director of today's video sponsor, LASAC. LASAC is the professional association of substance abuse counselors and trainers here in the state of Louisiana. And we are very excited to announce our upcoming conference happening right here in the capital city, July 27th through the 30th, 2025. Our early bird rates are happening right now. So go on our website, www.lasac.org, in order to get more information on how you can register today. Greg, thank you so much. And I hope everyone watching will enjoy the conversation.
Thank you, Jordan. Our sponsor is LASAC, the Louisiana Association of Substance Abuse Counselors and Trainers, and that was Jordan Blacher, and he will be our guest next week.
Awesome.
By Zoom. So I'm pretty, the CEO, the big man.
Yes,
the,
I'm so
the
proud
big
of
cheese.
him.
Oh, is he not the coolest cat?
He is.
He has some big shoes to fill, and he filled
Yes.
them remarkably.
Yes.
Marilyn, a beautiful soul,
Yes.
and Jordan has been just a.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm real grateful for both of them. And Miss Dana, I remember Dana when we were going to class, and she'd have all our books and things ready for us, and that chantilly cake for graduations. And she grew her own irises, and we got an iris and a chantilly cake for those that graduated from LASAC, from the counselors in training.
Yeah.
And it was just beautiful. And I just, like I said, it's like family. It's like a family reunion when we get to go once a year and see everybody, and met some pretty amazing people that I stay in contact with. And
So you going back this year?
will not have the opportunity of going this year.
No.
No.
Sadness.
It is, yeah, but other counselors get to go to experience that. I have awesome memories, so I'll get another opportunity to be there soon. I just believe that, but I think everybody needs to experience that. And, Paula always tells me that when we go, that I just run off like a little butterfly because, I'm just everywhere because I want to see everybody. And then we come together, we go out to eat afterwards and chop it up. And it's just a pretty neat experience. I'm just real grateful for the awesome friends that are in my life today. I used to have the ratchet ones in my addiction, and that's all transformed into some pretty amazing people. Yeah, pretty amazing people.
So the social connections, which become more intimate in that manner. I'm thinking, what about the classes that the continued education? Some of those, I'm wondering, have any of those really had much value for you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. When we did the soul drama, and we learned through experience and interacting with each other, so it's like a closer network. And I was thinking about this one particular guy, and we were connected, and I still think about him, Charles. And I miss him. I don't know where he is anymore, but anyway, just meet people in different levels of what we go through, and we help each other through by sharing our experiences. And remember Daryl asking me about what was I thinking about, and it was a chocolate cake. Like, how did you know that?
They call it telly.
Telly, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, the more time that we spend close to each other,
Yeah.
the time that we spend close to each other, we pick up, I call it vibrations.
Okay.
And so, you want to get telepathy kind of thing. They shorten it to tele. And that comes from psychodrama. So soul drama was birthed from psychodrama.
Okay.
So some of those modalities or techniques that you saw, my favorite one is doubling. And the doubling is when, we put our hand on the back of someone's shoulder and we share what we feel they're feeling.
Yes.
Because when we connect, it's like, and they're struggling to say what they're feeling, but I believe what they're feeling.
Right.
And so I stand behind them, I put my hand on your shoulder, and yes. And it's like, I feel when this happens that I don't feel good enough. And they're like, yes, that's if it's right, repeat it. If it's not, change it. And so it goes between the lines and helps us articulate it. And then what that does is, in group psychotherapy, it's like, I think you're this and I think you're that. No, go stand behind them and double for them.
Right.
And that way somebody shares how they feel.
That's right.
And if it's right, then they go, oh, yeah, that's it. And what that does is, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, it helps us feel heard. It helps us feel understood.
Yes.
Instead of somebody telling us how we feel.
That's right.
So, and the word I use for this is empathy. Right. It teaches people how to empathize.
Right.
And I think many people in active addiction, once we go through treatment, recovery, try to, abstinence and clear all the toxins out of our brains and out of our bodies and become a little more healthy.
Right.
I can become a little more oriented and clear and then start connecting with people differently.
That's right.
And that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said how many years you said you were sober?
10 years, 6 months, and some days.
So the intimacy with that, it's like, what's that bridge like? So we have a progression. And I'm just kind of going all over the place now because now it's kind of fun. It's like, what's that progression like? So I talked about doubling. I talked about the gaining understanding of empathy with another person. But how long was it in your journey of, identifying further your feelings where you were able to drop the mask, maybe? The performer or what we believe we want people to see.
Right.
And I could become more of my authentic self. I'm wondering how long that was. Did you see that progression, that change?
I didn't see it until I got to the other side and realized, like, wow, I'm real okay with me, period. And that's a pretty cool place to be.
It is.
Not having to have somebody there to validate or what, just to be okay with me, period.
Do you know how long that was? Like when that occurred? I know you said in reflection, like hindsight, it's like, oh yeah, that. So with that many years, it's like, at what time do you believe, yes, that, then, and I can remember that moment?
I believe, Greg, I really believe that when I was at Rays of Sunshine is when it started.
Nice.
Yeah, but it started early, and I became free to communicate with other people and not feel intimidated. I remember when I needed a big book. Yeah. And I said it at a meeting, and this little short man came and gave me a book, and he disappeared. Like, where's that man? Where's that man? And Roy's one of my dear friends today.
Roy Boss.
I still have the same book that he gave me and will cherish it forever. But it's like if I could think it, God can produce it, and bam. And you never know who's going to deliver what you need. So I'm just always open. Yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty cool. But yeah, I've been just real okay with me, and if somebody else has a problem with somebody, then that's their problem. It's not mine. Because I'm gonna like them, period. And if I have a problem, I'm gonna go pray for them until I'm okay with them or not. I'm just learning some things to practice doing different to get some different results. I'm just so okay with Jacque White. It's unreal.
That is about the coolest thing a person can say.
Yeah.
So
it's just okay with Jacque White, period.
Right on.
Yeah.
So what reason I asked about the awareness of those moments, to speak to our audience, like these times that I'm aware, walking through sobriety, making the decision to become a counselor, and then the journey that goes along with it, because that has its own challenges. And then we work in different environments,
right.
And then how we work with our clients, and then who helps me in this field. Because now, Jacque White,
yes.
You are a professional.
Yes.
And you recognize that about yourself.
Yeah.
See, that is amazingly cool. I'm okay with Jacque White.
I'm so okay with Jacque
and
White.
Jacque White's a professional.
Yes.
And that's a good feeling if I've never thought of myself in a space of, one, a professional.
Yes.
Or whatever, I don't know if a label, if that's the word I want to use, but some kind of identity. Like, What is my identity?
Yes.
Who am I? And that evolves over time. Because
Right.
who I think I am today could still change and be something new tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So I was thinking about so these moments that we have, and I shared before my first, I guess I'd call it big spiritual awakening, was on Highway 61, going between Natchez down to Baton Rouge, and it was 2014. And I was 4 years sober, and I recall, because I had been going through so much grief about relationships and dating people and blah, 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 and, previous marriage and all that jazz. And it just hit me as my sponsor had been working with me. And I remember the place where I was like, wow, I'm okay with who I am. Because you said the word okay.
Yes.
I am okay with where I am. And all the stuff that I did in Los Angeles, all that sexual and all the violence and all the insanity that I engaged in when I resided there, all that stuff, I was totally okay with. Anyone else had a problem with it? That's okay. But I loved me, and that's the word I used. Okay? I love who I am.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, it was almost like a psychedelic experience, because as I'm driving down the highway, whatever, the grass was greener, the sky was bluer, the clouds looked fluffier.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? Well, I did some research on that, and they say in some spiritual awakening or some spiritual moments that this occurs. So that's one of my first big ones, but it didn't happen for 4 years. Okay. Now, the beautiful thing about that one is I'm telling myself how much I love me, and I'm so excited. So when I got to Baton Rouge, when I lived there at the time, and I had to go to my sponsor's house, and I went, hey, Brad, I got to tell you, man, what happened? And I told him what I told you, and he goes, gosh, Greg, that's great. And I went, as if it wasn't good enough. And he's like, oh, I think something better happened. I went, oh, really? He goes, yes, I think you experienced God's grace. Wow. And I'm like, really? How you figure? And he goes, I think God showed you how he sees you.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, he said, well, how is it possible with all the self-pity that you sit in and the pain and the negativity that you go to at the time, how is it possible on your own that you were able to see that and love that? So God's grace allows you to experience how God feels about you.
That's right.
And you know what, though? I went, you know what, man? That's tangible. That, I can hold on to that. Right. You know what? That was real for me. Yeah. And that was the first of many throughout the last, and that was 2014, so the last 11 years. In the last 2 years, I've had some other ones that are pretty profound that I'm still trying to put words to.
Right.
And I think that's the beauty of this whole journey, to allow us to experience moments, and then we can share that with those that are trying to seek this too, because the amount of pain that our clients, we can relate to.
That's right.
Now, I'm going to put that as empathy.
Right.
Not sympathy.
But empathy.
Sympathy is what? I feel sorry for you.
For you.
Empathy is?
I feel your sorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Because I've been there, done that, and I got that T-shirt.
Absolutely.
So,
that's right.
I want to thank you for coming on today. We still have a few more minutes, so I'd kind of like to explore with you, because we've been to LASAC. You've gotten your, you've gotten your credential as far as the conference. I'm wondering, hopes in the future. Do you look in the future?
Most definite.
And what kind of hopes and dreams do you have?
Are
we getting personal? Is that too much?
No,
Is
absolutely
that all right?
not. Absolutely not. There's a 6'4" man looking for me because I'm wife material today. So I intend to be married with somebody that understands me and love me in spite of what all that I do, because I'm a pretty busy lady. Really, I'm loving it too. But
you are busy, because the last time I asked you, I said, "Hey, are you interested in doing some of this other activity?" And you're like, "Hey, look, I got the next 4 weekends are booked." And I was like, "Well, Jackie,
yeah,
you just much a machine. You just
I'm just
rolling,
living life." But I'm looking forward to becoming an SAP, because what I realize is that.
And what is an SAP?
SAP is a substance abuse professional, which will assist DOT truck drivers. They need a counselor to guide them through. And I realized there was only like 43 in the state of Louisiana.
It's limited, not too many.
And we definitely need that. We get a lot of clients that need that assistance. And so that's the next thing on the burner. In addition to, I purchased a house last year with the intent of it becoming a sober living house for older women. It's the Golden Girls house. So,
check you out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, that is cool.
Man, older women need to do what older women like to do without those little girls with doing all that. So that's what I'm in the process of preparing for that to open pretty soon. And, looking forward to.
You want to talk about that?
The Golden Girl house.
Absolutely.
Well,
oh, my God. That's, like I said, that's.
Oh, man, listen. I'm going to tell you, this it was really amazing. I had a vision board that I did in 2022, and it had an SUV on it. It had a home. It had a cruise on it, things I hadn't done, things I wanted to happen. And so I'm also involved in some other classes that people encourage me to speak things into existence, speak those things that be not as though they were, feel it, know that it's coming. So I'd been looking online at houses, okay? But then it's like, well, let's go look at the houses. Let's go walk on the property. Let's go see what it feels like in here. And so I went and did that to a couple of them, and like, nah, this just, When I walked in the backyard, just the backyard of the home I live in, like, this is it right here. Hadn't gone in yet. Nice little barbecue pit out there and big backyard, lots of recovery. I'm seeing people in recovery all out here playing cornhole, cooking. I'm not cooking, but somebody's cooking. Okay. But having fun recovery stuff. And when I walked in, I'm like, oh, absolutely. I needed 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms because we want to be comfortable. And so I'm also a Mary Kay beauty consultant. That's not a commercial, but
it's okay. If you need some beauty supplies, we're talking to Jackie.
But I have one room that's set up for just that. And so I actually, the first of this year, had a lot of my sisters in recovery, other counselors too, to come over, and we did vision boards for this year.
That's great.
And so that house was on the vision board. Now, the SUV came because I pick up people to go to church on Sunday. So this particular Sunday is when I had my Hyundai. So now I think I picked you up in that Hyundai.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, I remember that.
Thank you.
you.
Yeah. So anyway, picked up 4 of the people. We're all heavy people. I mean, I'm a thick girl. I enjoyed this. But everybody in there was over 1,000 pounds in this car screaming. And when I came out of church, I said, God, we need a bigger car that big people can be comfortable in. And so I was blessed with this SUV. Called Buddy. Said, Buddy, where do I need to go? He directed me to the person I need to go to sell me the car. I'm telling you, God just blessed me with the right people to let me know what I need to do, how I need to do it, wherever they are. And so now I pick up people. We take road trips, and we get to go and do things. And I don't drive, but some guys that like to drive. I'm like, here are the keys. Take us where we need to go. It's just a beautiful thing, Greg. It's just beautiful. So I'm looking forward for these older women, some Sophias and Dorothys and Blanche and Rose up in there cooking and doing what they do. And I'll be a gracious hostess.
Yes, you will. And you know what? I'm going to say, yes, you will. Yes, you are.
Okay.
Speaking into existence, and by saying so is I am.
I am.
I am. And so I am a good host.
I'm a gracious hostess. And
see, what I'm doing is I'm putting the vibration in space because it exists right now.
Right now.
It exists right now. Not in the future, but it is.
Right now.
And when you discussed about this, your whole energy and how you how you shared about it, it just came to life. It came to life as you talked about it, because this is the hope. This is the hope, part of what you wish.
Yes.
And this is what gives you life. So,
That's right.
man, that just made me, I almost had a tear.
Yeah.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So I just want to let you know I love you, Jackie.
I love you too.
You're one of the coolest cats. And since you always have given me credit for Dr. Wayne Dyer's quote,
Yes.
on the when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change.
Definitely.
And I'm not going to be heartbroken over this, but I want you to know he's credited by that quote, but Max Planck, the founder of quantum physics, actually said that first. Now he didn't go and try. Wayne Dyer didn't go and steal that.
Right.
And by anything, it's not like he reinvented the wheel. I'm pretty sure somebody like Socrates probably said that.
Right.
How many centuries ago? But Wayne Dyer credited for it, and I know for me that had meant huge meaning.
Yes.
And then it's all about how we look at things.
That's right.
Our perspective. And your perspective of this house, your energy was just glowing. And so I'm excited for you. I'm so glad you talked about it, because you deserve it. And if there's anything you want to say to the camera about those that are seeking, like the elderly ladies, looking for sober living one time, you can do it.
Okay, so you have to be over 50, women over 50 years old, that's settled. Not still running the street and being sugar mamas, all that, just settled. I would love to meet you, and I have a loving home for us to share together. When I get married, then they'll run it, but I'll come and check on you regular. And another thing I'm enjoying is that I love recovery and doing things together. Every morning at 5 a.m., I get with a group of ladies. It's about 6 of us, sometimes 7 on Zoom. And we call ourselves the 2 Live Crew. We're live at 5, and we do meditations. We do the 3rd and 7th step prayer together every day. So we make sacrifices to get up and be together for each other. It's a beautiful thing. I just love those ladies.
And how would you tell people to get in touch with you? Or how would you like people to get in touch with you?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Jacqueline White. Or can I give them my number?
Absolutely.
Okay, and my phone number is 318-205-9843. And just give me a call, and I got whatever you need, for real. Yes.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah, thanks,
you
Greg.
deserve that and more. So I want to thank you again for coming on today. I want to thank you. This is a blessing. This is a blessing. It's a gift. It's a present.
It's a present. That's right.
So thank you for coming here. I want to thank Jackie White. And by the way, if you ever spell the name, she informed me, White, W-H-I-T-E, with the accent, wow, over the E.
With Jackie, J-A-C-Q-U-E accent.
Oh, that's where the accent goes.
The accent's
Man, I've been like throwing it all over the place.
Jackie.
Jackie.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I want to thank Jackie White for being with us today. Next week, we'll have Jordan Blacher with us. Yay. So I hope that you'll tune in with us then. Thank you. And until next time, namaste.